say that a true mastermind is when two minds with a definite purpose, the same purpose, unite, and the third mind, which is called the mind of God, the mind of the universe, the mind of infinite intelligence, descends. And that's where, we birthed, you did birth something like Relentless and Winning that has helped thousands, not only 100, right? Thousands of people worldwide to better their lives, to be more relentless, and to not be afraid of winning. So I just wanted to pay tribute because I've witnessed that. You've been there in where people are speaking. You are actually supporting also the other speakers. I've never seen that. So you have set such a high standard just by living. For me, that, my dating life, you were asking me about that the other day. I was thinking, dang, if I was honest, I would say my standards on myself, not on the others, are so high that I don't know about how good my dating life is after that, to be honest, right? So let me move into Winning and Relentless. And I'm going to go into, what's being relentless for Shari Wenk. And then why is winning important to be relentless? Because I don't think we can actually be relentless and self-reliant and go to our next elevation level if we don't win. And one of the things I just want to say before I hand out the microphone to you again is that I find it super disrespectful in the world if we don't win. Like, anybody can lose. Who wants to be part of the pool of like, hey, we're the club of the losers? No one. It's super anti-spiritual, actually. It's fake. It's a lie not to win because God is winning. The universe is winning. And if we're creating to resemblance of this infinite intelligence, why the future, WTF, are we not winning? So tell me, what does it mean for Shari to be relentless? And why is it a duty for winning, to win?
I think the key of being relentless, this is to me the most important part of that book. And I try to live with this every time I feel like I can't do something or I want to quit or I'm just, weary and you don't always have to love every part of what you do. You're not going to. Tim talks about this all the time and it's a very key part of the book. And I live this way. I know that I'm not going to enjoy every part of what I do. There's long stretches where I'm not home because we're traveling or we're up at 4 a.m. to leave town or we're out late at night or an event goes long or writing the books and I can't get it done or the things that we all struggle through. Family things, our kids, our spouses, our pets, our parents, not in that order, but probably put the parents ahead of the pets, but and all the things that we struggle with. It's not always going to be fun. And it doesn't mean that you're failing or you're weak if you're not enjoying every minute of it. The meaning of being relentless to me is being able to focus on the end result. That result may come tomorrow. That result may come in 10 years. It may come at the end of your life. I don't know what it is for each individual. Again, that's very spiritual. Yes. But being able to focus on that, it's exercising and hating being in the gym, but knowing that if you do that for 30 days, 60 days, a lifetime, you are probably going to look pretty good. And you're not going to suddenly worry about being overweight, or you're not going to have to complain about feeling your body's going to look good. You're going to feel good. That's just about, the working out aspect of it, or hating that you're at the office late, or that I know there's a lot of women in this audience, for the moms, the parents, who are away from your kids. You want something so bad and your children are at home, or your spouse is upset with you, or you're upset with yourself because you can't reconcile those things. What is the result you want? And that sense of being relentless is not just saying, oh, I'll stop at nothing. It's really not stopping. It's not just saying it. It's actually doing it and being able to be smart in your own head as to the steps you need to take to get those results, not just being busy. Oh, I know a lot of people who are busy being busy, but doing things that will actually get you to the end result. So to me, that is the definition of being relentless, is pushing through the things that don't feel good, that people aren't supporting you, and you keep going anyway because there's a prize at the end that you want. And what that prize is individual to every person, listening to this. There is no one way to do it. Your friend can't tell you, your parents can't tell you, your kids can't tell you. This is on you.
It is 100%. I just want to add something what you said about, actually not stopping, but not only being busy. That I call it that the syndrome of the dog chasing its tail. Mm-hmm. So many people are just chasing their tail and doing nothing. If there's no result, you're actually not working. You're just making, a fool of oneself. Yeah, and if results are, I think they are the most spiritual evidence of the work, right? And so when you are relentless, why? I feel it as a duty. My son, my 10-year-old son, the other day that he's reading Winning and he's implementing it in his Kung Fu. He said, Kobe Bryant said to Tim that winning was everything. And he said to me, Mom, it's not only everything, it's the only thing. I was like, well, you are right. I gotta learn from that. So I felt it like it's a duty. And then my son said, my team depends on me in the Kung Fu thing that he's doing. And then how am I going to, he said to me, how am I going to see myself in the mirror if I don't go for winning? So we have this feeling of duty. So why do you think people need to focus on winning?
I think, you have to define winning for yourself. Again,
yes,
it's personal, because winning doesn't always, to some people, that might mean you have to win a championship. You have to make the most sales. You have to make the most money. You have to have, there's a real prize, right? Something that you're like, I'm going to win this contest and make the most sales. Then you win. But there are so many wins in so many different places. For someone today, they got up and they went to the gym for the first time in a week, in a month, maybe in a year. That's a win. They got on the scale and they lost 4 pounds. That's a win. They spent time with a child that they hadn't, spent time with their child that they hadn't been able to spend in a little while because they've been so busy. That's a win. You made a decision. You put money in the bank. A million things we do every day. We say winning is everything, but wins are everywhere. And you have to look for those wins, because those are the things that will keep you relentless. They will keep you in the race. Otherwise, if you're always looking for something that's way, way far away, it's going to be a lot harder to catch it, because you won't feel, and I'm not talking about winning like rewarding yourself. If you ran 2 miles and it's the longest you've ever run, don't go celebrate, with ice cream and a pizza. You're going to do your success, right?
Yes.
Keep at it. The win is that now you can do it again.
Yes.
Now you can do more. If you made those 2 sales today, you could do that again.
Yes. Repeat.
Repeat. It's the repeat. And being able to say, okay, I did this, I can do it again. If you manage to organize your kitchen, if you manage to clean your yard, if you got the laundry done, like, I got this done. Now I'm moving on to the next thing. What is next? What is next? And now you're stacking up your wins. You're not celebrating them all. You could say to yourself, all right, self, I did a pretty good job today. What is next? Next win. And pretty soon you have stacks and stacks of small wins. Wow. And now you're a winner because you're looking for the next win all the time.
I love this. It's math. Winning is math,
Winning
you add,
math.
stack, and it's just math. That's why I love spirituality is a practical thing, not a woo-woo thing. You do the work, it's math. You will enter into this universal law of incremental effect, and you will win. And the celebration for me is the next win. That's my celebration. Like when I repeat, and I love that, in the group that you and Mr. Grover have, that is so gracious and so generous. The community of Down and Dirty, they publish every day what are their wins, and they are micro wins, but they are all infusing the macro. And I love to see, sometimes it's like I was able to say no to people. Finally, I was able to take that vacation, as you say, the micro. But the thing is to stay in the race. Winning is a race. And like Tim says, right? It's a sprint with many marathons, right? Many sprints, many marathons.
Yes.
So,
That's right.
Yeah. So let's move into almost the completion of it. Now we have relentless. Like, I believe that's the foundation. You got to be relentless to be able to make the choice to stack up your wins and repeat them again and not give up. I was, as you know, like, I started winning. I really believe with awareness, with micro wins and a lot of fail. I have more failures than any micro wins that I've had. When I had a near-death experience, when my arm was cut and I had to pick it up. Well, I chose to pick it up. I could have leave it there, but I was so, my vanity is so high that I rather have a scar than not have an arm,
Mm-hmm.
So when I picked it up, I was aware that the repeat and that to venture into doing things and risking into things and doing things for you, like, would you call it? Do everything, right? So no matter how long it takes, no matter if it's in 10 years, I'm a believer of that. I'm a believer on delayed gratification gives me more wins than instant gratification. So what is it, this relentless foundation, this winning commitment to do everything that you want to experience in life? Like, I hope one day you write a book about doing everything. I'm futuring. I'm putting it there into the future, like a book by Shari Wenk on doing everything. Wouldn't it be fun to have Shari Wenk with Tim Grover?
Aha! You mean he'd have to do the spelling and the writing? I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that very much.
Tell us, because you are such an embodiment. I saw, when you shared that you were in a horse, literally, you were horse riding or you travel a lot. I love that you said do everything, and that you recently walk on fire, right? And I love that you were walking on fire. You are the first person. I've done fire walking before, right? But you are the first person I see doing a curtsy, like, ta-da, done next, right? So tell us about this. I really feel this is an incredible philosophy that people need more than ever right now with the circumstances that the world is experiencing. Why doing everything?
Well, I think, every time we talk about that, people say, well, if you do everything, you won't have time to focus on the things that really matter. And of course, it's true. You don't want to just do things that, just take on everything, right? People say, oh, I need you to do this. I need you to do this. Do everything doesn't mean literally, cram your schedule with a million things that other people want you to do. So let's be very clear about that. It doesn't mean if you need to focus on your family, it doesn't mean, go visit your relatives and take on this project and work on this and go help your friend move and go. It doesn't mean that. It means do everything that you want to do. Don't hold back on the things that you think, well, what will people think? Why would, people will say something about me, or, just posting on, we talk about this all the time, posting on your social media, and people think, well, if I post that, people are going to think like, who do I think I am? Back to that again. And I don't post on mine very much. You can follow me and see for yourself. It's Shari Wenk on Instagram. But I post pictures of myself walking on fire and riding that horse because I think the more experiences you have, the more things you do, the more things you taste, doesn't it just make you a more interesting person? And at the end of your ride, your life, your experiences, who wants to look back and think of all the things you didn't do? Oh, and, one of the things that Tim talks about all the time, and it's very true, is we don't have time. We don't have time. I know there's a lot of people who start saying you're young, you have all the time in the world. You just don't.
No.
Not all the time in the world. You may have more time when you're 20 than when you're 60.
Yeah.
But at some point in your life, no one in their later years looks back and says, I did everything I want. Everyone has things that they wish they had done. And when you're presented with the opportunity,
yes,
don't wait. If there's a trip you want to take it. If there's someone you want to meet them. If there's a book you want to read, if there's a song you want to sing, if you always wanted to do something, just do it, because those years are not promised to anyone. Nothing is promised to anyone. And the saddest thing in the world is to have people burning to do something and they just don't get it done. And they realize one day, now it's too late.
Oh, yes. Regret. Right?
Regret. I have 3 children in their 20s. Oh, one has just turned 30 and the next one is almost 30. And then I have one who's 27. And I tell them, they think about, they might do this or that. I'm like, do it. Just do it. When you're done, you'll be done. And maybe it'll cost you a week of work, or maybe you'll have lost a little money doing it, or maybe you won't have enjoyed it. But what if you did enjoy it? you will not remember, this is, I believe this so firmly, unless it's an outrageous amount of money, you will probably not remember what something cost you, but you will remember the experience. You can always make more money.